Hello, YouTube subscribers, and welcome to those that are new to this page. Listen, I'm just doing a voiceover, not for my book, but it is for my email blog that I sent out. I received so many emails and so many messages, inboxes on social media about this particular message that I sent out on yesterday. It's my email blog. You can always go to my website, www.tonyaharden.com, to join that. You'll go to connect, and then you're going to put your information to subscribe to this email list where I send them everything I do first. But most of all, I send them encouraging words that I'm about to read to you every month. That's my goal, is to send it to them every month. So this is what I sent. It's titled, "This is Your Portion." I also did a sermon a couple of weeks ago about "This is Not Your Portion." It is also on my YouTube page. You can catch it at the end of this. But this is your portion. I stated, I had a conversation with my doctor, and she reminded me when I was in a place of beating myself up and feeling like a failure because of a decision that I made as an adult. I know what God told me about my health, but because I became comfortable in 2020, I started eating unhealthy and not working out, which caused me to gain more weight that affected my knees. I walked in her office feeling defeated because of my decision, and after I told her what I did, she looked at me and made a statement that changed my life. She said, "This is not your portion." When she made this statement, I began to weep because I needed someone to remind me that this was not the end, but the beginning. Maybe you feel defeated and feel like a failure like me. I did that day. Maybe you feel like you are in a black tunnel and you don't see any light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe your husband wanted a divorce. Maybe your children are doing things that you did not teach them to do, which makes you feel like a failure as a mother. Just maybe you are unhappy about your life, marriage, job, business decisions, credit score, etc. I am you and you are me. On that day, while weeping, I did not understand what my doctor meant, but I am a student, so I went to my best friend, aka Google, LOL, and researched what portion meant. Woman of God, when I finished my research, I started to accept my portion that God has for me. Portion means the things that someone must accept as a part of their life. The Hebrew word for portion is inheritance. OMG. This made my spirit leap because I was reminded of Psalm 76:26. When our flesh and our heart fails, God will be our strength and our portion. I was also reminded of Exodus 6:8. When God made a promise to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, he told Moses the Egyptians will inherit the same promises. This is good news to those that are believers of Christ, that we can have the promises that he told Moses about. After going farther into my research, I realized that the Bible is full of God's promises, which is our portion. I was also reminded of other scriptures like Philippians 4:19, that God will supply all my needs. I was reminded of John 3:1-2, that we may we may prosper and be in good health. Lastly, I was reminded in Proverbs 24:6 that I was not a failure, but I failed, and God will give me grace if I make the choice to choose his grace, because we fall, but we can make a choice to get up again. It is our portion to accept God's good news by walking into our promises that God has for us. The day in the doctor's office, I started a journey, and I have failed, but every time I fall, I make the choice to get up again because I learned my portion. My portion is to live in good health. My portion is wealth and riches. Live in my home. My portion is I am a lender and not a borrower. My portion is I am blessed in the city and blessed in the field. My portion is I am a money magnet that gives back to my church, my community, and my city. This is my portion. My encouragement and question to you as we start the journey of the second quarter of this year in 2020, what is your portion? Sis, your portion, aka promises, is waiting on you to make your first move when you do. Oh my goodness. Eyes have not seen and ears have not heard what the Lord has in store for you. When you speak, the heavens hear your request. Sis, when you say it, you can have it. If that is peace, joy, generational curses, broken, or financial breakthrough, you can have it here on earth. One of the promises says that God will give you the desires of your heart. And when your heart lines up with God's heart, you will receive what God has for you, and not what you want, but what he has given you the desire to want. Wait, what? Listen, I learned I don't want the desires of my heart because sometimes my heart can lead me in the wrong direction. Okay, I'm about to shift. When I wanted to be with a guy that meant me no good, if I would have continued to follow my heart, I would have had a hot mess for a husband. But when I made the decision to pray about my husband, if God wanted him to be my husband, to show me if this is what he desired for me, 22 years later, with ups and downs in our marriage, but still in love with each other because of God's desire for this marriage and not ours. So I learned how my desire had to line up with the desires that God had for me by listening to my first mind. For an example, in 2010, I had a desire to start a women's ministry, but I asked God if this is what he desired for me. Now, 11 years later, God has allowed me to connect with women all over the world that have started to walk in freedom because of the different ministries that God has given me to empower women to grow, glow, and thrive in their divine purpose. Sis, this is my portion. Lastly, we all have the same opportunities to receive the same portions that's in the Bible, but it's our choice. We choose to accept or reject the portions that God has for us. And his portions is good news. Sidebar. When we get a chance, I want you to click here and listen to the song by Jacqueline Carr that has been an anthem song for months. It's a new song that she has out, you guys. It's called It Is Your Portion. You got to go listen to it. All right. I have seen God's hand over our life, marriage, ministry, and money because we learn the power in our tongue. Now, sidebar, LOL. It's up to you to accept your good news by speaking those things to be not as though they were, or you can be negative and receive negative. On that day, I chose to speak and accept and acknowledge what I needed to change. I learned to decree and declare God's promises over my life. I speak it over your life as I spoke over my life this morning. See what I wrote below. So this is what I wrote. My prayer journal, I wrote on 9/9/19. I spoke these things in the atmosphere for 14 days straight. And in 2020, I saw the manifestation of God take forth. And today, my life is undescribable and unexplainable overflow of these declarations. And these are some declarations that I started writing, you guys, right after I went to this doctor. So I said, I decree and declare that we are obedient to God's voice in season and out of season. I decree and declare that health, wellness lives in the Harden family, heart, mind, and soul. We will walk in our healthy place by beating our bodies and making it our slave. I decree and declare that our girls will overcome any adversity, trial, or tribulation that they will experience, and it may make them spiritually strong for their assignment here on earth. I decree and declare wealth and riches live in my house. I decree and declare that we are money magnets because money runs after us so that we can give back to our church, community, and our city. I decree and declare that those that are assigned to our remnant will receive the same overflow of blessings that we receive. Let your oil of blessings rest on them. I decree and I declare that we will not go back, but forward in life, marriage, ministry, and money. I decree and declare our businesses will walk in the manifestations and blessings that will open doors and gates for others. I am victorious. I am an overcomer. I am a money magnet. I am healthy. I will make Jesus famous. I am who God says that I am. Good news is my portion. In Jesus' name, your daughter This is your sister in life, love, prosperity. Stay blessed in all that you do. I hope you had a chance to listen. Go join my email blog list with others where we are just sharing great news and encouraging and empowering and all of that great stuff. Until next time, join me tonight at 8 p.m. in the Kingdom Women Connect. Join me tonight in the Kingdom Women Connect. It's a Facebook group, private group on Facebook where I will be going live talking and dealing with the topic, how do you overcome vision killers? Don't miss it tonight at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. See you there. Join us live. Link will be in here. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.